All right, I am back out on trail. Today is a deep sub-zero winter campout in the boundary waters at Eagle Mountain. We're about 2.5 miles to our campsite and the snow is deep and it is about 0 degrees right now. We're looking at, tonight's New Year's Eve, so we're looking at about -10, I think it was supposed to be tonight. So wind chills probably -20, -30. But we're geared up and we're ready to go. Got snowshoes, so we are ready and willing to brave the conditions. It is a beautiful, just winter wonderland out here right now. So they just got about a foot of snow up here that dropped about 2 to 3 days ago. So this should be a fun little expedition. Check back in here in a little bit. Well, one thing I'm noticing right off the bat, walking through this winter wonderland, is these trees are so full of snow. As you can see behind me. Let me stop for a second, see if you can hear. You hear the trees cracking? All these trees are ready to go with all this weight. So all the trees are cracking and the sound of winter wonderland. All right, we have made it to the border of the Boundary Waters Canoe Area Wilderness. The trailhead was just past the border, so we had to hike about a mile and a half to the border here. And now we're about to cross this little bridge here. This should be fun to see how that's gonna go. You see Jeremy LaCroix with me, the Midwest backpacker. He's got it. He's got his poke with him. He's pulling that through the snow, and it's doing okay. It's kind of tipping over a few times. I've had to help him out, but I think we leveled everything out in his bag now to where he shouldn't tip over anymore. So check in again once we get to camp. Yeah, buddy. All right, we've made it to Whale Lake. And this is a hard trail in the snow. This is not easy at all. I am dangerously sweating. I'm really hoping we get to camp and get a fire going quick and I can dry out everything because I am wet. I've already taken off 2 hoods. My hands are wet, my legs are wet, my body's wet. I mean, like I said, it's kind of getting into the danger mode. So once we get to camp, it's right here at this lake right here, around the corner over there. We'll get to camp and gotta get a fire going quick. All right, we've made it to camp. Got a little fire pit we had to dig out and find, but we're going back here to get some wood. There's a dead tree I found that we're gonna cut down and get a fire going quick. But nice little spot. You see the lake out there? So nice little spot right on the lake. Rob's still coming up behind us. He's got the hot tent, so kind of waiting on him. We're gonna build a fire and get things going and ready. All right, this is a late check-in. Things didn't go so well today at camp. When I got to camp and I showed you the the fire pit, and I said we were all soaking wet and it wasn't very safe. It wasn't. We got cold real quick, and the fire didn't want to keep going because it's so cold outside. I got pretty much sick. I was so cold and beat from the hike in. I was throwing up. I was throwing up. That's our carbon monoxide detector. But yeah, here's the hot tent. Yeah. So, and then this little stove right here is what's going to keep us warm for tonight. Hopefully.
For an hour or two.
Yeah. But I filled up an Nalgene bottle with some hot water, put it in my sleeping bag, so that's already doing me some good. Hopefully tomorrow goes better than tonight went. So we're warming up though. Check in the morning. All right, it's about 6 a.m. and we're stoking the fire.
It's just wee shit.
Hey, who handed you the wood? Someone had to hand you the wood. That wood wasn't gonna walk over there by itself. This wood right here next to the Wolf can of chili, or Wolf brand chili. All right, but yeah, it's 22 degrees inside the tent on the ground. And up there on that thermometer, last time we checked, it was around 50, but it's around negative 10, negative 15 outside. So, stove's keeping us warm. All right, it's New Year's Day. It is, I'm not even sure what time it is. We woke up about 5:30. This is the first time I've gotten out of the tent since last night when I kind of got sick from the cold and being wet. And the trek here across this lake and through the woods, one of the hardest things I've ever done, and it was only 2.5 miles, but we made it. And you can see behind me where we were staying all night. There's the hot tent. So it did pretty good for the night. It really did. We stayed pretty decently warm. So not bad. Of course, I'm getting cold now. It's negative 14 out here. So I'm going back into the tent where it's 60 degrees and get some breakfast. Check in a little bit. All right, we are chopping away at wood. We processing as much wood as we possibly can because last night we didn't have the time and we came to camp late. We were about 2 hours later than we expected to be, so we didn't have a lot of time to get wood or process wood, and we had just enough time to get whatever wood we needed to keep the tent stoked for the night. So today, now we're just gonna spend most of the day getting wood, processing wood. Rob is adjusting the tent back there because it just needs a few adjustments after last night, but it's negative 13 out here right now, so it's a chilly one, but when you're processing wood, it keeps you warm. Check in a little bit. Alright, just got in from collecting some firewood. You can only do so much before you start to get sweaty and wet, and that's not a good thing. We don't want a repeat of last night. So I'm coming in here, I'm going to dry off real quick, melt some snow so we have some fresh water, stoke the fire here a little bit, and see if we can't get this place warmed up a little bit. It's not bad in here. It's 43 degrees in the tent right now, so as opposed to the -10 it is outside. So a lot better in here, but it's always nice to get it warmer. Plus you gotta boil that water. So now I'll just let all my stuff dry out here for a few minutes. Like I said, get some water, hydrate myself, get back out there, start processing wood. We've got a lot of wood, but we probably only have about half of what we need. I mean, it's cold and we're trying to stoke this all night tonight. So it's supposed to be colder tonight than what it was last night. So we really need a nice pile of this type of wood in the tent for the night. So getting her close to being done here. -7.
It's 110 in here.
It's 110 in here. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah.
Oh shit. Get it. Woo-wee. That was funkier as shit with this color we have.
All right, I better take off my camera. Lunchtime, and we've got that hot ramen noodle going. That's what you need when it's negative weather out here. All right, it's about 3:30, and it's about 3 degrees outside. We've been chopping wood all day, aside from a little break for lunch, but we've got a lot of wood to process and a lot of fire to get going tonight. We got this big fire we want to get going, and we got a fire in the stove in the tent. And the stove in the tent, this is pretty much all of our wood for the tent. So that takes some time to process all that, and gonna have to move it all into the tent and have it all in there and ready for us at night, so we don't have to get back out of the tent once it gets warm.
Loud noises.
Yeah. So once we get the fire rolling, I'll take another video.
Funky.
All right, it is dusk, and we finally got the fire going. We got a nice fire going. Check out that bad boy right there. It's getting into the negatives. I think it was negative, what it was, 2 when we looked last? -2-ish.
Like
So it's supposed to be chilly again tonight. So it should be a fun one.
Chilly tonight.
Chilly tonight. We are just getting shit packed up. Overnight low was negative, what'd you say, -13? -13, I think. And we stayed warm in the tent. That tent got up to 85 degrees last night, so it was nice and toasty warm in that tent. But now we're just kind of making some quick breakfast, having me a hot cup of joe, and we'll be out of here pretty soon. Let's just hope the trek back wasn't like the trek here. That was disaster. So a word of advice for if you are trekking in on frigid below zero temperatures, do not over layer when you're hiking 2 to 3 miles into a site or anywhere. Getting sweaty and hot from all the hiking was bad that first day. So learned a lesson that first day. All right, we are all packed up, getting the last of Rob's sled all put together, or his polk. But fun camp out. First night was not good, but the rest of it was great. So learned some lessons on this trip, and definitely be doing it again. All right, we are packed up. We are on our trek out of here, and the snow's deep, as you can see. So we'll see how long it takes us to get out of here. Great trip. First day sucks, but the rest of it was great. So definitely be doing it again. Catch me on the next one.